me. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.
Hi. Which comes out on top, and why? The answer might surprise you.
At first blush, this shouldn't be a close battle, considering the 2022 Ford Mustang powered by the latest 5-liter V8 is going to bat against the Nissan Z's 3-liter twin-turbo V6. Technology and materials have transformed both of these cars, making the competition between them closer than you might expect. Let's closely examine their specs and test results to see how the two sports cars stack up, with plenty of surprises along the way.
Not as tough as
Ever since the Z33 generation, the Z car has been powered by a naturally aspirated VQ series V6. Now the RZ34, because this is an evolution of the Z34 chassis, also has a V6, but it's going back to its boosted roots with the 400 horsepower, 350 lb-ft of torque VR30D DTT that displaces 3 liters. While displacement is down, the new Z engine gains 2 turbos and 68 horsepower over the non-Nismo 370Z and around 50 horsepower over the Nismo version. The 2022 Mustang, on the other hand, has 3 different engines. The base engine is the EcoBoost 2.3-liter turbo I for making 310 horsepower and 350 lb-ft of torque. The next step is the GT with its 5-liter Coyote V8 producing 460 horsepower and 420 lb-ft of torque. Finally, there's a massive step up in power from the Shelby GT500 with its Predator 5.2-liter supercharged V8. For the sake of this comparison, we're going to stick with the GT and its 5-liter V8, as the Mustang GT and the Nissan Z are both around the $40,000 mark. The Mustang should have the advantage in the power department with its 460 horsepower and 420 lb-ft of torque besting the 400 horsepower and 350 lb-ft of torque of the Nissan Z. But this is a sports car comparison, not just a drag race, and there is more to this story than raw power.
The track is sprung.
This allowed Ford to up the power of the 5-liter V8 from the 2017's 435 horsepower and 400 lb-ft of torque to its current 460 horsepower and 420 lb-ft of torque. Optionally, if you're not into rolling your own gears, you can get Ford's 10R80 10-speed automatic transmission, which comes with a set of paddle shifters to bump your own gears, without removing your hands from the steering wheel. For its final drive ratio, you get the choice of a 3.31:1 with the standard 10-speed auto, 3.55:1 with the manual 6-speed, or 3.73:1 with the Performance Package GT in either automatic or manual. The 2023 Z returns with its FS6 or 31 a 6-speed manual that's been in use since the Z33 but updated for the new VR30D DTT. The Jatco automatic transmission is changed to the 9-speed JR913E and is capable of being shifted manually with a set of paddles behind the steering wheel, just like the Mustang GT. Unlike the Mustang, the Z rear gear ratio doesn't change between the manual and automatic, but instead changes between the Sport and Performance trims. The Sport trim comes with a 3.538:1 while the Performance comes in with a 3.133:1 ratio.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
When it comes to acceleration, the combined first gear of each manual and ring gear ratios gives the Z Sport trim a 7.333:1 ratio, while the Mustang GT Performance Pack gets a 6.967:1 ratio. This is reflected in the Z's 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 4.3 seconds against the 4.4 seconds the V8 GT took to get to the same speed despite having a higher torque rating. In the quarter mile, the Z ran a 13.7 second time at 107.6 miles per hour under our testing, while the Mustang's power finally shines through with its 12.6 second run at 113.5 miles per hour. In looking at our testing notes between each car, you can see that the Z quickly begins to run out of steam past 60 miles per hour. By 100 miles per hour, it's 1 second behind the Mustang and just a bit more than a second by the end of the quarter mile. At the same time, however, we can't ignore the automatic version of either car. Here, having one extra gear means that the Mustang GT's V8 can stay in its power band much better than the 9-speed Z. While we don't have a test figure for the automatic Z, the 0 to 60 of the automatic Z is theoretically a half-second slower than the 10-speed automatic Ford Mustang GT with its 3.9 second as tested 0 to 60 sprint. We won't theorize the quarter-mile time for the Auto Z, but the Mustang GT was capable of a 12.1 at 118.8 miles per hour, a half-second and 3.7 miles per hour faster than the manual Mustang, and it really shows that 10 can be greater than 6, at least when it comes to straight-line speed and dead-stop acceleration. The Mustang GT's 460 horsepower V8 needs to push around 3,705 pounds, giving it a weight-to-power ratio of 8.05 pounds per horsepower. The Z, on the other hand, weighs in at 3,486 pounds, 219 pounds less than the Mustang, and with 400 horsepower on tap, so its weight-to-power ratio is 8.715 to 1. This means, despite weighing less than the GT, the Z has an inferior weight-to-power ratio, and it relies on its mechanical advantage of that 7.333 total first-gear ratio to get it rolling faster than the Mustang from a dead stop. Once rolling, however, the Mustang's better weight-to-power ratio starts to give it an advantage once it crosses the quarter-mile point.
I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
Where that weight does start to play a huge factor is handling. For our comparison, we'll look at the lateral acceleration, the skid pad, our figure-8 test, in both time and average g-forces, and the distance each vehicle takes to get stopped from 60 miles per hour. The surprise winner here is the Mustang GT Performance Pack manual. Despite its heft, it pulled a better skid pad number, and was also able to pull a better figure-8 time and average g-force. Driving in a steady circle, the Mustang GT Performance Pack pulls a 1.06 G-figure while the Z in performance trim manages a 96 centimos. Going into our figure-8 course, the Mustang GT Performance Pack completed it with a time of 23.6 seconds, with a 0.86 G average. The Z is slower and its lower skid pad number also shows here, finishing the figure-8 in 25 seconds with a 0.75 G average. Even the non-performance pack, 1.00 G skid pad and a figure-8 of 24 seconds with a 0.83 G average, and the automatic Mustang GT, 0.97 G skid pad figure, and a figure-8 of 23.9 seconds with a 0.84 G average, outperformed the Z Performance. Even more shocking is the distance each vehicle took to stop. Starting at 60 miles per hour, the shortest distance was 94 feet and performed by the Mustang GT Performance Pack. Tied for the second best are the normal GT and the automatic versions at 104 feet, then comes the Nissan Z Performance at 111 feet. The Mustang also takes the sprint to 100 miles per hour and back down to 0 miles per hour handily. The quickest 0-100-0 time goes to the Mustang GT Automatic at 12.7 seconds, followed by the GT Performance Pack in 13.3 and the regular GT at 13.6. The Nissan Z Performance, slower both to 100 miles per hour and taking longer to brake to 0 miles per hour, took a full 15 seconds. Given the Z's weight advantage of between 266 pounds to 232 pounds lighter than each variant of the Mustang GT, you wouldn't necessarily predict this on paper. Unfortunately for Z car fans, testing doesn't lie and the winner here is clearly the Mustang GT, rowing your own gears or not. Depending on what your focus is, the technology packed in each car is roughly equal. Both offer intelligent LED lighting that includes automatic high-beam headlights, pedestrian safety features, including automatic emergency braking, driving assists, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and more as standard items. However, the Z offers adaptive cruise control as standard. This is an option on the Mustang GT. The Mustang also features 2 USB-A ports, but the Nissan Z offers 1 USB-A and 1 USB-C, so depending on needs this could be a win for the Z. Finally, for infotainment, the Z offers a standard 8-inch display that comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, while the performance trim gets a 9-inch display and that comes with navigation as standard. To get navigation on the Mustang GT, you need to option for the high package that comes with an 8-inch display with Ford's Sync 3, otherwise, the standard GT comes with a 4.2-inch radio display. This lack of standard tech gives the Z an edge over the Mustang GT.
It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking.
With these being sports cars, both the Z and the Mustang GT offer some racer-focused features. Both cars come with rev matching as standard on their manual transmission versions, and both automatics come with paddle shifters. An interesting feature on the automatic version of the Nissan Z is its downshift rev matching, giving the feel of a performance automatic in the same vein as the DCT transmission in the GTR, though it is a completely different shifting experience. Above the infotainment screen are a set of 3 gauges for turbo boost, turbine speed, and a voltmeter to monitor those vitals on the Z, along with a standard drive computer that comes with a functional G-meter. Another added bonus for the manual transmission Z is its programmable upshift indicator light. In order to get the fun features of the GT, you need the high package once again, or just go with the GT Premium package, which gives you the 5 selectable drive modes that includes drag mode. Within that mode, you get the line lock, timers, brake performance, launch control, and track apps. With either, you also get Sync 3 as part of those packages, so you get the stuff that's missing from a standard GT.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough.
Now that we've dissected the performance and features of the Mustang GT and the Z, let's talk about the price of each. Here, the Mustang GT, starting at $39,440, is the clear winner. The Nissan Z Sport starts out at $41,015, a difference of $1,575. However, we must admit that belies the standard tech features the Nissan Z comes with in the Sport trim. To get roughly the equivalent of what the Z Sport comes with, you need to go for the Mustang GT Premium, which costs $44,460, a $3,445 premium, to get the features included in the Sport from the get-go. That said, the Mustang GT is a stellar performer from our testing, besting even the Z Performance that costs $51,015, and you only need to spend about $145 more than that, $51,160, and you get the GT Premium with the Performance Pack that blows away the 2023 Nissan Z Performance.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help.
Just to throw it out there, if you wanted the ultimate 5-liter V8 Mustang, you could spring for the Mach 1, as it's essentially the Performance Pack Mustang GT Premium, with a 480 horsepower engine with a 168 miles per hour top speed. It sits between the GT and the Shelby GT500 and starts at $57,665, $650 more than the Z Performance, but it's also faster to 60, 4.2 seconds, faster in the quarter mile, 12.6 at 113.1 miles per hour, quicker to stop, 96 feet, and still handles better than the Z, though nearly equal to the GT Performance Pack. Its substantial premium, however, makes for an imperfect comparison. Here is the ultimate question you need to answer: what am I looking for in a sports car? Do you want driver-focused features as standard and just want the sound of a 400 horsepower twin-turbo engine? The only option is the 2023 Nissan Z. You want all-out performance, tech be damned? You're looking for the 2022 Mustang GT with the Performance Package. However, the 2022 Mustang GT Premium might offer the best balance of all. It comes with the tech the Z has but is quicker and better performing, even without the Performance Pack. For that additional $160 over the price of the 2023 Z Performance, you can add the Performance Pack, get a very decent handling car with very good power, and the technology that the Z has, minus the turbo-specific stuff. What could Nissan have done to come out on top? Finding another 30 to 40 horsepower out of the VR30D DTT would have helped in the acceleration department. And the Z needs more grip to match the Mustang in lateral, figure eight, and braking performance. This could perhaps be found with additional tire grip. It's quite possible an upcoming Nismo version of the Z will address these concerns, although a Nismo would certainly be more expensive and scramble the math on the comparison a bit. Don't forget that a new Mustang, the S650, is due for 2024, too. It should bring an additional hybrid powertrain option and return with the 5-liter V8 and may bring additional performance improvements that keep it out in front of anything Nissan can cook up. The competition is good for enthusiasts like us. Let's hope it stays hot.
No, I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,